Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. Let me start this by asking you, and I want to answer from one of the sisters and one from the brothers. What does this life mean to you? And don't think you are in a Islamic lecture, in general. As a young person, again, young brother, young sister, what does this life means for you? Abdurrahman, can you move it so I can see, because this is exactly in her face and I can't see her. Right? You made the dua? It looks like it. Right? It's so annoying when I can't see the people. So I can imagine you, how you feel. Better, I think. I think this is better. Yeah, much better. Jazakallah khair. Okay, so let's go back to the question. If someone asks you, especially a non-Muslim, what does this life means to you? In general, anybody. I'll pick on someone if you're not going to raise your hand. What does it mean for you? Anything comes to your mind. Bismillah. Never. Did you hear what he said? And I said never. He said, I'm going to answer the question by a question. My answer is never. Because if you're in an interview and you answer a question by a question, you lost the job. Goodbye. Yeah, never. They look at it as you are becoming. I know you didn't mean it, but in general, since we're all learning here, it's one of the things we were taught, even in applying for residency. They said, this is a sign you're arrogant, no one will take you. So if you don't know, like you really want to understand what they were asking, can you repeat the question again? But not what did you mean? Oh, okay. Did they have a life after they became a Muslim? Well, this is why I was asking you, because I need you to know, to tell me from your point of view, again, in this age, in this time, in this way of life, what is life for you? Yes.
It's like a bus stop, but it doesn't mean that you just sit there, you just sit there, you're not doing anything, you still have an experience while you're waiting.
Okay, so it's like a bus stop. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to keep going. Even if the bus has stopped, I'm still moving. Right? Did I understand it right?
Yeah, you're making use of your time while you're waiting.
Okay, make use of your time, please. So life is a competition. Absolutely true. Anybody want to add anything? Yes, please. A struggle trying to make it. Okay, so now I'm bringing my identity, my religion, and it's a struggle to live the life I want, but yet to please Allah. Is that right? Did I put it in the right way? Okay, so have the patience to be strong, to keep my identity, not to go with the flow, right? Not to fit in, all this. Okay, this is one of the biggest ones, huh? Please. Kifah is a struggle. He just summarized it in one word. It's a struggle. Struggle to be successful, struggle to fit in, or struggle not to fit in, struggle to please people, or struggle not to please people, or struggle to please me, or struggle not to please me. Am I correct? Okay. So this is what he said here, and I'm going to take you through it. This is a different book, because the book that we were studying, if I said what it's in the book, I don't think I'll see anybody in the next class. So I said, let's take it easy on them. Yeah, because you really have to know what he's saying, why he's saying it. And it's going to be tough if you have no base on this. So I was like, let's deliver the same message, but in a way that everyone can not only understand, but can comprehend. And I was like, maybe it's tough, but I think I can. Not like, this is not me, I'm not going to do it. So he started by saying this verse, it's in Surah Ali Imran, which is chapter 3. And the verse is number 14 and 15. And Allah described this life. This is why I asked you, what is life for you? And nobody answered what Allah said, which is very interesting. Right? So he said, زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ. It has been beautified, pay attention, especially those of you who know Arabic. The words Allah used and the form of the word. Because there's two things because every form gives a different meaning. زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ, it's made beautiful to people. حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ, there's nothing about dunya yet, right? The love of the desires. Like you just said, it's a struggle. So what is desires? And he is giving it one by one. This is Allah, our creator. He did not sugarcoat it. He just, this is desires. Bismillah. زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ, number one, مِنَ النِّسَاءِ, women. So he's talking to the men. وَالْبَنِينَ, children. Talking to women. So this is the two most important two things. Not for everybody, but in general. Again, when the Quran say things, say it in general. Can be people not this or that, but the general. من النساء والبنين, and then comes to everybody. والقناطير المقنطرة من الذهب والفضة والخيل المسومة والأنعام والحرث. قناطير المقنطرة, this is a form of saying you are collecting heaps and heaps and heaps of something. And what is these somethings? من الذهب, gold, والفضة, silver, and then applies to that time, this time, and the future. والخيل المسومة, a form or a kind of horses where they have a special mark on the front, on the forehead. Very expensive. Especially if have you ever seen an Arabian horse? Arabian horse in action, not a picture. A real Arabian horse. Ay, 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 how beautiful they are. Subhanallah, I saw one beyond. And they don't ride them with what do they call it? Yeah, not with a saddle. So beautiful. La ilaha illallah. So this, if the Arabian horse and has a mark, you're talking about 350 to 500,000 minimum. And that's why he didn't say horses. It's a special kind. Like you don't say a car, you say Lamborghini. It's a different story. Honestly, at that time for them, the khayl al-musawwama is Lamborghini and go more. Wal-an'am, cattle, meaning your wealth from others. Wal-harth is also business. So an'am wal-harth is both our business. This is my life and yours. It's made beautified to people. And it is a desire. Shahwa is a desire. So he didn't say it's haram. He didn't say why you're loving it. No, reality. والخيل المسومة والأنعام والحرث. Now the word dunya. ذلك متاع الحياة الدنيا. This is the enjoyment of this life. True or false? True or false? طيب. والله عنده. Now, طيب, why Allah is saying this to me? والله عنده حسن المآب. And with Allah is a better return. Okay, I didn't understand much, right? The next one starts. And Allah says, قل, tell them, meaning Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, أُنَبِّئُكُمْ خَيْرٌ مِّن ذَلِكُمْ. Do you want me to tell you better of all of the above? Now remember, what is all of the above? Women, children, gold, silver, cars, wealth, and business. This is life. This is life. This is you and me, right? And Allah says, do you want me to tell you better than all this? Okay. What is it, Ya Rabbi? And now he gives who's going to get and what they will get. He didn't say lil Muslim. لِلَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ. This is the next one. Those who have taqwa, Allah conscious. One of you said the struggle, the daily struggle. I call it the hourly struggle between what I want, what Allah wants, what people want, what I don't want. Do you want me to tell you better than all of the above? What is it, Ya Rabbi? Number one, you have to be Allah conscious to get the following. And he responded to everything I love, but in akhirah. عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ. With their Lord. Meaning, it's ready, waiting, just come. It's not gonna be. عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ, it's already done, made, ready. Just come. What is it? Number one is Jannat, which we all know. And he didn't say Jannah, he said Jannat. Okay, we know that. We became so used to the word Jannat that it doesn't move us much. Am I correct? I was like, okay, Jannat, tajri min tahtiha al-anhar. It's gardens, rivers flow under. Because I don't see it. But I think it's beautiful. جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها. They're going to stay there forever. Okay, but he didn't yet respond to what I want. Because I am going to either get that or get that. It's very unlikely you will get them both. So what is it, Ya Rabbi? If I don't want this, what are you going to give me? So جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها. Then there's two things. And this applies to everybody. And he said, وَأَزْوَاجٌ مُطَهَّرَةٌ. Pure spouses. Pure spouses mean pure wife, pure husband. Pure here is not only pure meaning pure, but you're going to live pure life. You're going to live happy life. There's not going to be somebody on your nerves. There's not going to be somebody who is going to be not understanding you, not saying what you want, not doing what you want, both sides. Even this is not enough because this responded to the first beauty of life. What about everything else? And he gave one sentence. وَرِضْوَانٌ مِّنَ اللَّهِ. And the pleasure comes from Allah. Now when Allah gives the pleasure, what is He going to give? Like if you are going to go to someone and you are applying, let's say, for somebody to pay for your loan from school, and you have a 6 figures loan. I mean, if you go to med school, you're going to end up with 6 figures, minimum. And they tell you, don't go to this person, go to that person. And you say, why is that? They say, because if you convince him or her, don't worry about the number of zeros in that check. You will be very happy. What are you going to do? That's what he said. وَرِضْوَانٌ مِّنَ اللَّهِ أَكْبَرُ. No, akbar is not in this one. وَرِضْوَانٌ مِّنَ اللَّهِ. So here I am. That's why I told you about dunya. Because in the book we are studying, when he sent him the letter, remember? And he said, I have been afflicted with a disease that I have tried everything, but it is not working. Remember, if you remember, the first, and then he responded to him by number 1, there is no disease without a cure except death. And then he went to him and says, you need to learn. And then he come to him and says, you need to learn how to do dua. And then he came to him, which that was the tough one that I felt maybe not yet to share it with you. And he was telling him, don't depend on the mercy of Allah and the forgiveness of Allah. And he went on and on. Like I was reading it and I was like, Ya Allah, please forgive me. But in it, he was trying to tell him the reality of where you are living. So this dunya is for you and me, exactly what you said, exactly. It's a bus stop, but the bus doesn't stop, but it's a stop. I can't focus on the stop. Are you with me? I can't, because that's not my destination. How many of you have been to London? Right? And what is one of the nicest things in London? You have to take the bus. It's, even if you don't need, but you just have to feel the experience. It's an experience, right? And you have to take, Allah barik feek, jazakallah khair. You take the bus and take the underground, but the underground is not as good as it used to be. It's just too crowded, but the bus is a beautiful experience. And the bus stops, but then the bus moves. But it's not your destination yet. So you stay in the bus. So for me and you, what he was telling him, the number one way to overcome the obstacle that each one of us has, maybe we all share one similar thing, many of us share different things, is you need to know you are on a bus. And the bus is not going to stay. How many of you know the journalist that was killed yesterday? Right? Who doesn't know him? I don't know if you've seen it. They just put him in the grave. They actually viewed it. La ilaha illallah, his face. Because they are martyrs, so they don't cover their faces. Did you see it? If you don't, go back and see it. You don't feel scared. There's something in his face. He's very comfortable. And I was like, Ya Allah, what is this? You know, when was he born? He's probably younger than many of you. 1998. Yeah, no, 1998 is 26, 27. Right? It's probably even don't have children. I don't think he's married because nobody was saying about it. But the idea is I was looking at it, and again, this is how we learn. I was looking at it and I was like, what do I need to do? So when they put me there, I'm going to be this face. It's amazing. The look is amazing. Allah made me see it, subhanAllah. So he's telling him that for you, and this is for all of us, to overcome the obstacles, which again we all have it, I need to change the way I look at this life. If I'm going to be living, which we all do, unless I am reminded, in my moment, in my daily moment, maybe I'm going to look into a month or two, maximum a year. Even some of us don't. Then it's going to be very difficult to think of the next bus stop. The next bus stop for us is what? Death. And the next bus stop for us is the day of judgment. See, exactly. The moment exactly your face. This is why I love doing this live. I mean, because you feel the people feel what you're feeling, and I feel what her face just said it. I was like, wow, whoa. So if I look at, I am in the bus, and now I am in this stop called dunya, the next bus stop called grave, and the next bus stop called akhirah, my interaction with this bus stop will be very different. I'm going to worry about, I'm going to focus because I need to know where am I. But I'm not going to put all my energy here because I'm not stopping here. Did you get the point? And that's why he started with this. He said everything that you and me want, desire, sometimes may Allah forgive me before anybody, disobey Allah for it. But then he's telling you this is nothing. I'll give you way better, way more. But you just have to be patient. And you have to work for it. Look at the next one. By the way, the dunya in the Quran, this is from me, not in the book. The dunya in the Quran was mentioned 115 times. And the akhirah, 115. It's very interesting. I'm not a person who focuses on the numbers in the Quran, but when you find something, there is a reason. Allah does not put anything in the book by accident. Why did he put 115? Not the number 115, but why did he mention the dunya same as he mentioned the akhirah? Just give a thought. Absolutely, the balance. Exactly, the balance. You're living here. I don't believe in people who says, I don't care about this dunya. Then you don't care about the akhirah. How am I going to get to akhirah if there is no dunya, right? But I need to have this balance, 50-50. Even there, he put it 50-50, right? And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked to Qarun, which I don't know how many of you know the name. Do you know Qarun? How many of you show me the name? Show me hands. طيب, so let me explain it. Qarun was the richest person Allah created. And Allah put this in Surah Al-Qasas, these stories. And he says, إِنَّ قَارُونَ كَانَ مِنْ قَوْمِ مُوسَى. Qarun was one of the people of Moses. People. Okay, so, right? فَبَغَى فِي الْأَرْضِ. He transgressed in this earth. Okay, so there's many people who transgressed. Why Qarun? But he transgressed in a different way. وَأَتَيْنَاهُ مِنَ الْكُنُوزِ. Now you know why he is special. We gave him the wealth. And Allah described his wealth not by numbers, but by way that if you think of it, I was like, what is this? وَآتَيْنَاهُ مِنَ الْكُنُوزِ. We gave him treasures, as that's the keys of the treasures, not the treasures. The keys of treasures. مَا إِنَّ مَفَاتِحَهُ لَتَنُوءُ بِالْعُصْبَةِ أُولِي الْقُوَّةِ. The keys of the treasures to be carried will be very heavy for a group of very strong men. How big is this? So he didn't give numbers, but he gave something that's very difficult for us to even put numbers. And then, okay, fine, he's rich. So there's so many rich people. Or Sayyidina Sulaiman was also very rich. But it depends what you do with what Allah gave you. إِذْ قَالَ لَهُ قَوْمُهُ. Now this is for you and me. And not about money only, by the way. By any blessing that Allah gives you. And I asked you, how are you? Some of you said, full of blessings. It's not about money. Because maybe many of you at this stage in life, not yet. And I said yet بإذن الله. But you have a lot of other things. إذ قال له قومه لا تفرح إن الله لا يحب الفرحين. Translated loosely, if you read it and you don't know Arabic, don't be happy. Allah don't like those who are happy. What does that mean? I'm going to be sad all my life? Don't be arrogant. And don't feel you're above people because you have money, or you're beautiful, or you have a good career, or you have a job and your friends doesn't, or you're in this university or this Ivy League, whatever. Then the question we all gonna say, yeah, but I want to enjoy life. And Allah gave it to me. I worked hard for it. Right? I didn't do it from haram. And immediately Allah responds, وَابْتَغِ فِيمَا أَتَاكَ اللَّهُ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةَ وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيا. What Allah gave you, use it for the hereafter, the next stop. But don't forget this stop. وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيا. Did you see the balance? Did you see the balance? Yes or no? All of you, did you get the balance? Yes. This is very important for us as Muslims because we are two extremes I see these days. Either I am so much in dunya and Allah Ghafurur Rahim, let's not talk about it yet, I'm still young, or completely this side. طيب, who's going to build this earth? Or who's going to serve this earth? Who's going to practice and show the deen the right way? So they tell him, وَابْتَغِي, of course, is Allah telling us, وَابْتَغِي فِيمَا أَتَاكَ اللَّهَ الدُّنْيا في الآخرة ولا تنس نصيبك من الدنيا. And then the last one, وأحسن كما أحسن الله إليك. And act with ihsan. Show the good in you. And show people the good in you. And deal with people with goodness like Allah gave you what you wanted. Like Allah treated you with goodness. ولا تبغي الفساد في الأرض. Don't spread mischief. إن الله لا يحب المفسدين. That's balance. If you want to go on this, is in Surah Al-Qasas. Please forgive me. I wish I memorized the number of the verses. And anybody who's planning to memorize the Quran, please memorize the verses number. It really makes a big difference. But this is going to be at the end of that chapter. So what is now for you and me, and especially for you? Majority of you are in your 20s, in your 30s. Right? Now this is the time where you're going to decide which direction you're going to go. Which direction you want to go. What is this life for you? And what is the akhirah for you? And how I'm going to get it in between. Or the question I'm going to ask everybody, because I need to hear the answer, is what I just said about Qarun, is it possible? Is it realistic? I'm asking a question. Can there really be a balance? I'm asking. Yes or no? Who says yes, show me hands. طيب, explain it to me so we can talk. يلا يا هادي. Okay, so he said Uthman radiallahu anh, the Khalifa. A person said something to me last week, opened my eyes. I highly recommend you talk to people who you may look at them that they are different. You will learn a lot. She was telling me this amazing young woman. She said the moment any person who giving a lecture, and I learned my lesson. Anybody start talking about the names of the Sahaba and everything, they lost me. I don't know any one of them. It's a big lesson for all of us. Subhanallah. You know, we take it for granted, like Uthman, right? Of course, Sayyidina Uthman, who doesn't? So when you gave this example, of course I understood it. But how many of you understood that? Did you get my point? Yes. I need you to tell me something all of us will understand. Bismillah.
Dr. Sherman Jackson says that knowledge in Islam is no proximity to human creation. So balance is achieved when you recognize that you're a human being in Islam. You're not going to be perfect. You're not going to be prophet or sahaba or anything. But you juggle both that you can be good and you can be bad at the same time.
Okay, how many of you, did you all hear it? People in the back? Okay. So he said, he rephrased Sherman Jackson, was that right? Yeah. Sherman Jackson said that you are, can you say it again? Because I don't want to rephrase not right.
Knowledge in Islam
Knowledge in Islam
is your proximity
is your proximity to the human condition. Very sophisticated sentence. And if you know who Sherman Jackson, I'm not surprised. Meaning, the more you live the reality and you see the struggle of people, and you remember one day you were in that struggle, or maybe you are today in that struggle, then you are learning. But I will add to that, that knowledge in Islam, add to it, that you know that this is not the end. The moment you start thinking of this life outside, and please forgive me, outside job, marriage, bank account, car, and a house, the balance is going to become. The moment my focus from morning to evening, money, bank account, did I get married? Do I have children? Where are they going? Which school? Where I'm going to go next week? Am I going to travel? Vacation? All the dunya think halal. I'm not saying anything haram. All of this are halal. But then the balance is imbalance. The balance becomes imbalance. And unfortunately, we live in a time, everything around us is imbalance. Everything is imbalance. Do you agree with me? Everything. Food is imbalance. Wealth is imbalance. Everything is extreme. And especially living in the United States. If you go to Europe, it's very different. It's still Western, but it's different. Here is, because I think it's a continent, we're very rich, alhamdulillah, everything is available, and everything is big. So back to the balance. The only way that you bring the balance to your life, remember the bus. And number two, which I also want to share, know the reality of this dunya. Or know the reality of this world. I don't want you to get depressed. I don't want you not to be ambitious. On the contrary. On the contrary, I want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give me life. I see all of you in the biggest positions, the best Muslims, leading this country to where it should go. But I'm not going to forget the moment I'm going to be there. And the moment I'm going to face him. Then the balance will be there. Are you with me? So how do I know about dunya? I mean, there is many ways, but one of them is I really like it. I mean, the first time I read it, probably 20 years, but it hit me. It says that Sayyidina Isa said the following, that I saw dunya as an old, ugly woman, and adorned herself, min kulli zina, adorned herself with everything that can beautify a woman. So Sayyidina Isa said to her, and this is usually, you find this in Israelis, like there is usually stories came in from before Islam. But any story comes before Islam that is accepted by Islam, we take it. So he looked at her, this old ugly woman, yet it's very beautified herself, said, كم تزوجتي? How many men you married? قالت لا أحصيهم. I can't count them. قال فكلهم مات عنك أو كلهم طلقك. They all died or they divorced you. Are you with me? Yes? بسم الله. قالت بل كلهم قتلت. I killed them all. Can you believe that? Exactly. When I was reading, I was like, Rabbi, what is that? Okay, wait. فقال, now the message is coming. فقال عيسى عليه السلام بؤسا لأزواجك الباقين كيف لا يعتبرون بأزواجك الماضين. He said, woe to the current husbands. How come they did not learn from the previous one? You killed them all. Okay? كيف تهلكيهم واحدا بعد واحد ولا يكونون منك على حذر. How can they see you kill them one by one and they do not take heed, they don't learn? Did you understand what he said? Tell me. Or do you want me to say it again? I say it again, sure. I'm going to say it in my language now. So this is Sayyidina Isa. He saw an old, ugly woman, yet she beautified herself with every beauty the woman can use. And he looked at her and says, how many times you got married? She said, oh, I can't even count. And he said, what happened to them? They died or they divorced you because she's ugly. She's, there is a reason why he's saying she's ugly. She said, no, I killed them. And he said, well, all those husbands currently you have, they did not learn that all the previous husband you killed, aren't they not smart or wise? What is this woman? Dunya. And what is the husbands? Us. And what is the beauty that she's putting on her? The beauty of this dunya. Do you get it? It's a very deep parable. And probably most of you will not forget this. Anytime you see, sometimes you see very old woman, I was like 80, and still, you know what I'm saying? And right? And you say, I was like, still, right? I had, anyway, without going to the details, I know someone who, as a part-time job, he does, like he has Uber, but he has only few customers. And one of them he said, she's very nice, she tips a lot, but that's what she goes. And he's like, where is she? She said she goes to the salon and then stays for 2 hours. He waits for her. She can't drive. Am I that husband? Am I? Are we? We see it in front of us, but yet we don't learn. Yet we don't take lessons. So one of the ways to keep the balance is to know the reality of this. I don't want you to hate it. I don't want somebody says, I'm not going to study, I'm not going to do anything. No, this is not. This is not. Because Allah also brought the balance by saying the following, this beautiful many verses, but this one, من كان يريد حرث الدنيا فعند الله حرث الدنيا والآخرة. Look how he said, you want the fruits of this dunya, Allah has both. The fruit of this dunya and the fruit of akhirah. That's balance. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ سَمِيعًا بَصِيرًا. This is in Surah An-Nisa, the woman. Meaning, and look, I will read this one, Ibn Abbas, Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas, the cousin of Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. He said, يُؤْتَى بِالدُّنْيَا يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. Again, on the day of judgment, life, dunya, this world, will be brought in front of us as an old, ugly lady. Same thing, subhanAllah. مُشَوَّهٌ خَلْقُهَا. She's like not ugly, but she's deformed. فَتُشْرِفُ عَلَى الْخَلْقِ. That old woman, ugly, deformed, stand up and look at all the humanity. فَيُقَالْ هَلْ تَعْرُفُونَ هَذِهِ. They ask humanity, do you know this ugly woman? They said, أعوذ بالله, seek refuge in Allah. Who's this? فيقال. This pay attention to this. فيقال هذه الدنيا التي تشاجرتم عليها. This is the world that you fought for. وبها تقاطعتم الأرحام. Because of this dunya, you cut your kinship relationship. وبها تحاسدتم. And in it, you became jealous of each other. And you hate each other. واختررتم. And you thought you will live forever. And then dunya will be thrown in Jahannam. Then dunya will speak. In day of judgment, everything will speak. She will say, أين أتباعي? Where are those people who were in love with me and followed me? And then Allah will say, you loved her and followed her? Go with her. Sometimes we need to learn this, because this will bring me back. You know what I'm saying? Like when you said the struggle, I loved it, one of you here, you said the struggle of staying, and I will say it my word, the struggle to stay a Muslim that's pleasing to Allah. It's a struggle, whether it's a young man or a young woman. It's a struggle. I had youth the other day, she was telling me, Alhamdulillah, yani, but she said it's very hard to be different. You know how painful is this when you hit it from 12 or 13 or 14? It is. But if I know, I'm not going to say this to a 12 or 13, not yet. That's what he was saying, is like, how to speak. But for this one, for you and me, I need to focus on my dunya, but I do not forget my akhirah. وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيا. When I don't forget the akhirah, I am not going to be that man who sent him the letter, who said, I am afflicted with a disease. And what diseases we are afflicted these days? All of us. I doubt anyone doesn't have at least one, including the speaker. There is greed. There is jealousy. There is following my desires, morning and evening. Right? There's backbiting. There's lying. There is competition, fierce competition. But about dunya? Very unlikely. Not as frequent. Let's do it in this way. Not as frequent as when I see someone driving this $500,000 car, and my eyes will go there, and I was like, I wish I have it. I have the same feeling when someone tells me I'm going for Umrah or Hajj at this age, because it's not my priority. The balance is not there. And Sayyidina Isa also said, "Ad-dunya qantara." This is anytime you hike, you end up on bridges between. Remember this one. He says, or anytime you drive on a bridge, actually this comes to me also. الدنيا قنطرة. Dunya is a bridge. فلا تعمروها وعبروها. Don't build it. Rather pass it. It's a bridge. You're not going to build a house on a bridge. But you're not going to get stuck on the bridge. You're going to pass it. Look at dunya this way. Again, I'm going to re-say the same thing I've been saying. Doesn't mean you're not ambitious. Doesn't mean you're not successful. Doesn't mean you're not educated. No. Sayyidina Uthman. I mean, I can give you the list of the names of Sahaba and Sahabiyat, companion men and women, and very righteous people who were extremely successful in dunya. But the lens was on the akhirah. The focus was on the akhirah. Doesn't mean I'm not going to have fun. I will. Absolutely. Doesn't mean I'm not going to eat what I like or drink what I like, as long as it is pleasing to Allah and not always following my own desires. Because once I keep following my own desires, then the balance will be very difficult to keep. Very difficult to keep. Alhamdulillah, I have no doubt everyone in this room, when you do something good, pleasing to Allah, you're happy. Am I correct? Am I correct, everybody? And the same time when I do or say something or look at something not pleasing to Allah, there's something in me. Am I correct? I may say it, I may not, I may defend it, I may justify it, but inside, deep, if I put myself deep, there's something that says, ouch. Why did you say it? Why did you look at it? Why did you do that? Listen to that part. It will bring you the balance. And this is another saying, مثل طالب الدنيا, the person who runs always after dunya, the parable of it is like the person who drinks from the sea. The more he drinks, the more thirsty he is, or he gets. So bring that balance. I mean, I have a lot to say, but I'm going to say this is the last thing, so in case you have some questions. So this is a beautiful hadith of Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. And he said, إنما مثلي ومثلكم ومثل الدنيا كمثل قوم سلكوا مفازة غبراء. I'll translate. The parable of you and me, يعني we, all of us, and the Rasul عليه الصلاة والسلام. Okay? What is it, Ya Rabbi? ومثل الدنيا. So Rasul عليه الصلاة والسلام and us in one side and the dunya on the other side is like a people. They are in walking or passing through a desert, completely empty. And till when they get almost lost and they don't know how much left from it, They have nothing left with them, no food, no drink. A man came to them. You have to pay attention. It's a very deep parable. I hope you're not going to get bored. I'm not going to lose you already. And if I do, please stop me. I'll say it again. Okay? And he said they were lost in this desert. A man came to them. And the man is in the desert, yet dressed well, and water coming out of his hair. يقطر رأسه. Right? And they said, this is a man who came from somewhere close by because he's still clean and there's water coming. So there's somewhere here, there's a city or there is a village, right? And he came to them and he says, what's happened to you? And they said, as you see, we get lost, we have nothing left. And he said, if I'm going to guide you to a place where you will find water and you will find food, what are you going to do? They said, we will follow you. You say we are coming after you. And he said, by Allah, you're going to give me your word. You will follow me. Remember, he's saying the parable of him, alayhi salatu wasalam, and us. He said, like this man. They said, we will give you our word. Okay, so they gave him their word. They will not disobey him. And he brought them where there is water, and there is food, and there is like vegetables and everything. And he stayed with them. And then he looked at them and says, okay guys, time to leave. قال يا قوم يا هؤلاء الرحيل. We need to leave. They said, to where? إلى أين? And then he said, to another place where the water is not like this one, and the gardens is not like this one. فقال أكثر القوم. Pay attention, here is the message. Majority of the people said, no, there is nothing better than what we have seen. We don't want anything different. We're staying here. Did you get what he's saying? I hope. Yes? So far? Perfect. Some of them said, you promised him you're going to obey him. And didn't you tell him you were going to follow you? And we are not going to disobey him? And he was truthful in the beginning. Why don't you follow him? He's truthful at the end. Very few followed him. The majority stayed. And they were attacked by an enemy, and they were all killed. Who is what and what? Yalla. So the people. So this is us. طيب. And the man is a Rasul alayhi salatu wassalam. And why there was a beautiful place and he said, let's go to a more beautiful place. Other than you, anybody. Come on, girls. Come on. Yes. So the beautiful with water and all the green is this life. And he's telling them, that's it. Focus, there is more beautiful. But they were drawn to this because they see it. So they didn't follow him. And at the end, they lost. Message for everybody. And then I'm going to stop you, so I'll take all your questions. Live your life as if you, which is, they say it's a hadith or it's a saying. عش لدنياك كأنك تعيش أبدا وعش لآخرتك كأنك تموت غدا. Live in this life as if you are going to live forever. And live for your akhirah as if you are going to die tomorrow. What does that mean? I'll say it one more time. Think of it, you all will get it. Bi-idhnillah, inshallah. Live this life as if you are going to die tomorrow for your akhirah. And live for this dunya as if you are going to live forever. What does that mean? I'll explain it to you in a question. Someone comes right now and says, hey guys, tomorrow is the day of judgment. What are you going to do, all of us? What are we going to do? Come on. Right? Forgiveness, please, or everything I want to do, I'm going to do. Right? Okay, I'm not going to go to this cafe, we drink matcha. No, it's not the time. Right? Did you get the point? So if I think tomorrow is the day of judgment, I am going to focus on akhirah. And if I come to you and says, oh, I'm too tired today, I don't want to go out. And I will say, how long are you staying in Orvan? If you're a visitor, you say, I'm staying for a week. You say, okay, no problem. We'll go the day after, or in 2 weeks, or in 2 days. You live for the matters of dunya. Look at them as if you're living here forever. Delay them. But for the matter of akhirah, did you get it? For the matter of akhirah, do them now as if you're going to be dead tomorrow. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring us back the balance, and especially the younger generation, because you are bombarded. When I was growing up and I was 30, there was nothing called 30 before 30. You know what that is? No? How many of you know what 30 before 30? This is an interesting crowd. 30 before 30 is the 30 millionaires before the age of 30. And there is 40 before 40. 30 under 30. Oh, yeah, under, exactly, thank you. And 40 under 40 or before 40, and 50 before 50. If I said, I flip it as a Muslim woman, and I say 30 before 30, meaning 30 went to Jannah before they became 30. Am I one of them? Do I have it as a goal? Again, the guy died, he's 27. Inshallah, he's in Jannat al-Firdaus. Ya Rabbi Ameen. Allah knows. But we make dua for him and for everybody else. They even lived the day to eat with no issues. SubhanAllah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring us back, and I highly recommend that don't do this every day, because then it's going to be tough. And we don't want that. But I want every time I feel or you feel that I am leaning more toward dunya, I need this to bring me back. Did you see the point? So don't always think of things that's fearful, because you will lose hope. But also don't think always of things that will make you relax, let's put it this way, because then it's going to be tough to bring to the middle. We need to be always in the middle. نحن أمة وسطة. جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه تسليما كثيرا.